Hi everybody, my name is Gary Singh and welcome to my channel. This is the first video that I'm posting. This will be a channel where we talk about personal finance and more specifically about crypto. So a little bit about my background. I'm a software engineer. I've been in the industry for about 15 years. I first got into crypto back in 2014 and I got into specifically Bitcoin. Before I went and made my first purchase, I read Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper. It was a short, easy read, and it was very apparent to me that if this technology catches on, it could change the world and definitely challenge the status quo. We're going to talk about maybe 2 or 3 topics today. The first topic is going to be the dump that happened in GBTC. As you know, that there's been a lot of dumpage in GBTC since the Bitcoin ETFs launched on January the 10th. Yesterday was an exceptionally high day at $598 million worth of Bitcoin that was dumped. The last few days prior to that, it seemed like the outflows were tapering down. There was a day where there was 55 million. There was a day where it was 20-something million of outflow. And it seemed like that was the end of it, that all of that outflow was done with and we can move up higher in terms of price action. So yesterday was a staggering number from GBTC. So now the question is, why did this dump happen all of a sudden? Going from 20-something million to the following day, all the way up to $598 million worth of Bitcoin dumped. That's almost a 25 to 30 X in the dumpage. So there's a few theories circulating. The most common one is that Genesis, which is supposed to dump about $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin, is dumping. Their dumping has started so that they can pay their creditors back. There was a tweet a couple of days ago from Genesis senior counsel who mentioned that they have an agreement to give those Bitcoin back in kind. So rather than giving creditors a cash equivalent, they would give them the Bitcoin itself back. And the only way to do that, according to James Seifert, who I've been following, who is a Bloomberg ETF expert, who along with Eric Balchunas predicted a 90% probability of the Bitcoin ETF happening between January 8th to January the 10th. He mentioned that in order to get those Bitcoin back to the creditors in kind, they need to sell all of the shares in GBTC, and then they need to repurchase the Bitcoin with the proceeds of that sale. But I'm not sure that nearly $600 million worth of Bitcoin that was dumped was a result of Genesis selling their GBTC shares to pay back creditors. But the big thing is that despite $600 million, nearly $600 million of GBTC dumping on the market, the price of Bitcoin remains steady, rock steady at $61,000. That's great news because that means there's a lot of buying pressure to counter that sell pressure. The other big news is that Merrill Lynch and Wells Fargo's wealth management division is going to provide their clients with the Bitcoin ETF upon request. So this is not entirely all of Merrill Lynch's or Wells Fargo's clients. It's just the wealth management division of Wells Fargo. I'm not sure about Merrill Lynch, if there's an equivalent division that they're limiting it to, but that's good news. And the numbers that I could find for Wells Fargo's wealth management division is 1.98 trillion, and that is as of June 2023. I would imagine that number has grown by a little bit more than that. So great news. It seems like the narrative on Bitcoin is changing, at least on Wall Street. And so I think we'll see other financial institutions also bend the knee. There's rumors of UBS also maybe in the coming months doing something similar. The big elephant in the room is Vanguard. They have trillions of dollars of assets under management, and they have refused to offer the Bitcoin to their clients, Bitcoin ETF. Their CEO announced that he would step down yesterday. And there's a lot of speculation that he was forced to step down because he would not allow Bitcoin ETFs, allowed his clients to get access to those ETFs. I'm a little reluctant to believe that because he had been there for almost 33 years. I think that's a long period of time to be at one company. Maybe it's just time to move on or to retire. I don't think that's the reason. But there's hope that when there is a new CEO that joins Vanguard next year, maybe that CEO might be somebody who's younger, somebody who is more familiar with the digital space, and might be a little bit more open-minded to offering these Bitcoin ETFs to their clients. But regardless, the horizon looks very good for Bitcoin. There's a lot of good things happening. Mid-April is when the halving is slated to occur. There's more and more retail FOMO coming in. There's a lot of talk about retail not coming in because based on the Google search trends, I don't think that's true. I think there is retail FOMO is starting to pick up. And I think the Coinbase crash is evidence of that. I feel like people that most people joined the crypto space back in 2017 when crypto was blowing up. It went from a few $100s all the way up to $20,000 in December of 2017. That's when most people joined Coinbase. They got into the crypto space. And I think those people that have not looked, that were burnt by crypto in 2018, 2019, 2020, that haven't opened up their Coinbase accounts are all of a sudden opening it up. And I think that is a demographic of retail. I think the Google search trends reflect more of new people to the space. Yes, it doesn't seem like there's new retail investors coming into the space just yet, which is very positive. But I think some of those old people that got burnt between 2017 and 2020 are coming back, and things are looking great. So that's the end of the video, and I'll be hopefully posting another video shortly. Take care.